Indonesian police have identified 4 of the 5 attackers.
The spectre of international terrorism has reared its head again in Bali.
News overseas, a deadly terror attack on the streets of Jakarta. It happened right outside a Starbucks in the heart of the city. You see it right there in the city's downtown shopping.
In the blast at the Marriott Hotel in an upscale business district in South Jakarta. Explosions and saw clouds of smoke.
Over the past 2 decades, the world has seen such horrifying terror caused by terrorism. Indonesia, a country with one of the largest Muslim population in the world, is also no exception in being the target of this repelling act. These acts of terrorism often took place in public area and target the government of the Republic of Indonesia or foreigners in Indonesia. On several occasions, Indonesia has made global headlines due to the vicious terrorist attacks and the presence of terrorist networks that may be connected to the militant Al-Qaeda group. Indonesia is also considered one of the world's largest suppliers of Islamic State fighters, with more than 500 Indonesians having joined the war in Syria and Iraq. It is estimated that more than 100 have traveled back to Indonesia after having fought alongside the militant organization, based on the data from the National Counterterrorism Agency. It illustrates the existence of radical Muslim community that not only believes in Islam should be the sole guidance in life, but is also willing to use extreme measures to reform and uproot established conditions. Radical Islamic movements in Indonesia are not a new phenomenon, but have been present since the colonial era. The underlying reasons for Muslims to radicalize can be a mixture of political exclusion, feelings that great injustice has been done towards the Muslim community, or feelings of Western domination, which results in resentment of the West. It is also important to note that Indonesian radical movements have their origin in reform movements in the Middle East.
The Jemaah Islamiyah is behind some of the most vicious attacks in the last 15 years and is regarded as being responsible for introducing a new phenomenon to Indonesia, the bomb attack. On 2005 December 2000, bombs exploded at 11 churches across Indonesia, killing 19 people. Most notorious is probably the 2002 Bali bombings, when 2 bombs exploded in a nightclub, killing 202 people, most of whom were foreign tourists. In 2005, another bombing occurred in Bali, killing 20 people. In 2003, the JW Marriott Hotel in Jakarta was bombed, killing 12 people, and in 2009, another bombing in the JW Marriott Hotel together with a bomb in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Jakarta killed 9 people in total. This list makes Jemaah Islamiyah one of the most violent terrorist groups in the world. To the Indonesian police, 55 terrorist suspects have been killed and 583 have been arrested during the period 2000 until 2010. The Indonesian government stresses the importance of combating terrorist cells within the country and finds itself in close cooperation with the United States and the Australian Federal Police to topple terrorists. In 2003, a special counter-terrorism squad called Detachment 88 was established and is part of the Indonesian National Police. Detachment 88 is funded by the American government and is trained by the CIA, FBI, and the U.S. Secret Service. This unit has had considerable success in weakening the Jemaah Islamiyah network.
Terrorists have to live somewhere, and they need to plan and prepare for attacks. They buy and store materials, fund their activities, move around, prepare equipment and weapons, and possibly undergo training. They may have people helping them, and these people might come and go at strange times of the day and night. They make unusual financial transactions or use false documents to hide their real identities. They may be behaving differently from how you've known them to behave in the past. Members of the public may spot such activities, and if reported in time, a planned terrorist attack may be stopped before it happens. If you are aware of something suspicious, trust your instincts and report it to the police. What might seem insignificant on its own could actually provide a vital link in a wider investigation. Also, the public itself needs to educate themselves on raising their awareness regarding the terrorism movement or act surrounding their surrounding. The government or other parties working on anti-terrorist movement could also give enough seminar or workshop to educate public, so public will always raise their awareness and will not forget the problem of terrorism. As it is also said by Ban Ki-moon, terrorism is a significant threat to peace and security, prosperity, and people. At last, terrorism will always be an act condemned by everyone in this world.